and welcome to the first episode of the Swift Deep Dive. And I'm your host, Zoe Hurmi, the one, the only. And throughout this series, I will be going over one of Taylor Swift's latest songs, and I will be going into the alliteration, figurative language that she mentions, and how I personally pick the lyrics, why I love the lyrics, and like how I interpreted them. And that's not the only interpretation that you can use, obviously. I could get it completely wrong. I could have heard Starbucks Lovers instead of Star-Crossed Lovers. But today, we will go ahead and we'll be going into Champagne Problems. It is the second track off of her ninth album, Evermore, that she released in 2020 in November over the COVID years, and this is her album 2. So throughout these, I will be going over a verse that I just love with all of my heart in the bridge. Taylor Swift is known for her iconic and like heartbreaking bridges almost. So I'll go over like one of my favorite verses, or if the bridge is really long, or if there are two like Taylor Swift All Too Well 10-minute version, Taylor's version from the vault, then I might just do the bridge. But for today, I'm going to do my favorite verse and bridge. So I did just say that I'd be going over a verse, but for this song, I will be going over one of the chorus. I'll be going over the chorus. Yeah, you'll get it when I get there. Whenever I hear this part of the chorus, I'm just like, oh, I want to talk about this to someone. So now I can. So, here we are. This is the chorus that I'm diving into today. Dom Perignon, you got it. No crowd of friends applauded. Your hometown skeptics called it Champagne Problems. You had a speech, you're speechless. Love slipped beyond your reaches, and I couldn't give a reason. Champagne Problems. So, if you didn't know, Dom Perignon is a famous champagne brand, and this song is about someone, I believe it's the man in the relationship planning on proposing, and the female in this relationship just wasn't ready. And he had gotten ready, he got the fancy champagne for it, but no one applauded because she said no. The hometown skeptics, they called it. Okay, so this line, I find it as a double meaning. Hometown skeptics, like, they called it, like, I called that, like, that, like, not that, but I called that would be blue, not white. They called it to be Champagne Problems. Or, they called it Champagne Problems. So, they call it Champagne Problems, like, that's what they're calling it. And I always think of that whenever I hear the song, Your Hometown Skeptics called it Champagne Problems. You had a speech, you're speechless. So when he had that speech on when he was going to get down on one knee and propose to her and have the rest of the night go amazingly, he was just left there, standing. Love slipped beyond your reaches. It was right there, but they had this whole relationship. He had a life where he wanted to live with her. She couldn't give a reason why she didn't want to. She just couldn't. Here is time for the bridge. Your Midas touch on the Chevy door, November flush, and your flannel cure. In quotes, this dorm was once a madhouse. I made a joke. Well, it's made for me. However green, our group of friends. Some people say that word again, and soon they'll have the nerve to deck the halls that we once walked through. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. I never was ready, so I watched you go. Sometimes you just don't know the answer until someone's on their knees and asks you. She would have made such a lovely bride. What a shame she's... I'll have the non-explicit version. Beep! In the head. They said, but you'll find the real thing instead. She'll patch up your tapestry. There's a lot to unpack, so I'm going to start at the beginning. Your Midas touch on the Chevy door. So Midas, if you don't know who Midas is, he would touch something and he'd turn it to gold. So he was that guy. He's like, touch it, gold, you know? So his touch on just a Chevy would just turn it into gold, into something magical. November flush and your flannel cure. So when it gets cold in November, he gave her his flannel, and it was the cure to her flush, which I love that part. And I never was ready, so I watched you go. She was never ready for marriage. She wasn't ready for the commitment, like how I talked about with the chorus. So she just had to watch him go. And then sometimes you just don't see him. She was left there not knowing if she should or not. And she was in this place where she knew she loved him, but she didn't know if she loved him for that. And especially with him, she didn't know if this was where her story was. Until someone's on their knees and asks you. So it's very interesting how Taylor wrote this, because she said knees, like in plural, not singular, because when you go down to propose, it's usually knee. But when you imply knees, you imply leading to marry. And it's just like, I love this song, and I could go into a whole 30-minute, like, debriefing of this entire song, and majority of Taylor Swift songs. But unfortunately, we don't have that much time yet. So this is where I'm gonna end it off for the first episode. Oh yeah. All right. So until I see y'all